right, today I want to take a couple minutes and just talk to you about the Caveson, or sometimes it's called a noseband. You've got some folks that'll tell you never to use one, and then some will tell you that, you know, if they could get two on, they would do that. I'm right in between. I think there's a time and a place. Number one, before you even think about using one of these, your horse needs to understand the basics of flexion and how to accept a bit. So you want them to be past that point to where they're just, you know, kind of figuring it out. They got their mouth open and got their tongue over and all that. You want them to understand the basics of left, right, and stop and back up before you use it. Then I think, to me, I like these leather ones best. They're not very invasive. They've got a buckle on the side and the bottom, because that's the other key thing, is having these on in the right position. So we're going to slip this on before the bridle. I want to make sure I have about 4 or 5 fingers in between the actual mouth, the corner of the mouth, and the strap. That way, when I put the bit on, it's not going to pinch. And what will happen if you have it on too low, when you pull back, it's going to pinch the corner of their mouth and they're going to throw their head up in the air. So make sure you've got it up high enough. Secondly, you want to have a finger or two of a gap all the way around. I don't want to tie his mouth shut. I want him to be able to open it. You know, I want him to have a little freedom. I just don't want him to gap it completely wide open. Okay, that's not a great look in the show pen. And then also the bit loses some of its effectiveness when the horse's mouth is wide open. So I will use this Caveson. I'll use a Caveson just like that almost on a daily basis. When I get closer to a show, a lot of times I'll take it off just to test and see if the horse feels the same. But I think if you will leave that gap in between the actual horse's muzzle, nose, and the strap, and have it up high enough, it really isn't going to make that big of a difference in anything you do with your horse unless he gets extreme and opens his mouth wide. So go out there, get your Caveson, make sure it's sized on there right. You probably already have one in the tack room anyway. Pull it back out. Just make sure you've got it on the right way, and I think you'll see it will help your horse a whole lot. Get access to my extensive training video library that's updated monthly at mattmillsreining.com.